What's going on, everybody? Is What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click, you become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies and music and trailers for to react to. So click the damn link. Now, with that being said, we are here today for day 17 of in the month of madness, and I'm here to bring to you a classic, something that I loved as a child. We're talking about the 1954 classic Godzilla. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking to yourself, Godzilla, why are you adding this to a movie in the month of October? You know, you told me you were going to highlight mostly horror movies. And if you guys have seen the original Godzilla or Gojira, then you would know how dark this damn film is. And I'm not talking about like literally visually dark. I'm just talking about the tones of the movie. And this movie is directed by Ashiro Honda, who has done many other Toho movies. And then also it is starring Akira Takarada and Momiko Kochi and Takashi Shimura. All right, so hopefully I got their names right, but with all due respect, I love this movie. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty. This Godzilla, the original movie, follows. There's some boats floating around on the ocean, and they keep sinking for some reason. They keep catching on fire, and every boat that goes out that way never ends up coming back. All right, and they're trying to figure out why. Then, legend upon this island that's nearby always talks about a tale of a giant lizard by the name of Godzilla. So they're trying to wave it off and say, you know what, man, that's bull. No, that's just some folklore. And it turns out that this folklore actually has some sort of, legitness to it because momentarily we see the rise of Godzilla. Now, Godzilla comes in maybe around the midway mark, but this movie did a really good job at building up that momentum. Now, after that, the city is basically trying to devise a plot or they're trying to figure out whether they should kill the beast or what should they find a way to study it. They're kind of torn in between the two. But Godzilla has done so much significant damage to the city. People are hurt, people are suffering, and the only logical thing is to find a way to defeat this creature. Now, eventually, a doctor in the movie ends up coming up with a creation called the Oxygen Destroyer, which is believed to would kill Godzilla, which it is used at the end of the movie. Now, the doctor he sacrifices himself in order to basically make sure that his weapon isn't used for evil, like he believes that the hydrogen bomb was, the H bomb, the atomic bomb. Um, this movie, the reason why this movie is so dark is because honestly, not only is the tone very dark, not only does the score come off as brooding and dark at times, but also when you just think about the theme, like this is Japan coming fresh off of the Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and they understand the devastations of war. They understand the devastation of atomic weaponry, and here they have a monster that can basically even replicate that type of destruction in their villages, in their cities, in their homes. It's basically social commentary within a film, and it's done very well, I might add. You even have characters talking how, oh man, I was barely able to escape Nagasaki when they dropped the bombs, and you just have all this little commentary, and it kind of puts everything together. When you see people bandaged and wounded and afraid, and then even there's one scene where you have it's a room full of people and they're kind of like singing a song, and that scene is just so damn dark. It's towards the end of the movie, and it's just so dark and it's just so brooding, and it just it's kind of sad when you watch it. For those of you that don't know, I am like a huge Godzilla fan. Like I love Godzilla. I watched all of the Godzilla movies. I watched all the new ones, the old ones, everything like that. And it's I understand that we steered away from the seriousness of this film, like the social commentary in this film, based off of its popularity. It even had like an American version of it. I'm not talking about like Godzilla 1998. I'm talking about how they kind of took this movie and they had American actors placed into it and then they dubbed over it and then they kind of made it their own. They kind of took away the seriousness of it. But if you're going to watch this movie, I would recommend watching the Japanese version. It's a lot more heavy handed when it comes to the seriousness, you know? Overall, like I said, I haven't seen this movie since I was a child. Like I own this movie. This movie and Godzilla, what is it? I want to say, what is it? Godzilla 85? One of those. Those two movies really were dark to me, and I couldn't really watch them as a kid because what I knew about Godzilla was like the good, fun-natured version. Like it felt like I was watching Power Rangers, how the dinosaurs fought. Godzilla, he does this and shit, and he goes like this, like that type of stuff. Like I was used to the more comedic Godzilla. So when you watch this one, and I believe it's 85 or 65, it's one of those. But they're so dark and it really kind of just throws you off because like that's not what you're expecting with a Godzilla movie. You kind of if you watch most of the Godzilla movies, you're gonna feel like, oh, it's very campy, it's very cheesy, and it does at times, but I love it. But this one definitely is more of a cinema. It's more of a film, in my opinion. It's very dark. It's not really about giant monsters fighting each other. It's about humanity like learning how to deal with a in world ending creature or weapon basically within itself. And it even makes social commentary about how nuclear testing and bomb testing has affected the planet that we live in. Like they were talking about, that's the reason why Godzilla surfaced is because his natural habitat was destroyed or affected by the hydrogen bomb testing that they were doing in the ocean. So, there, like I said, there's so much social commentary, and it was really good to watch this movie, and it was really refreshing to watch this movie. And again, like if I had to recommend this movie to watch, I definitely would. When a lot of people say like, "Oh, Godzilla's like this cheesy dude in a rubber suit," I would always refer them to this movie. Like, watch this movie, listen to the social commentary that they're making, look at the way that it's filmed, and like really appreciate it. Even the small scale sets and how they made it work. There's some really good acting in this movie, and I would highly implore people to respect and appreciate the films like this because Godzilla kind of kicked off the monster phase. Without Godzilla, there wouldn't really be monster movies. And there's a whole lot of monster movies that owe Godzilla a big thank you for making it successful, especially in America. So that's my highlight, or that's the video that I'm going to talk about today for in the month of madness. What did I say? Day number 17, I believe. That's all I got to say. So let me know if you agree or disagree with everything I said. Tell me if you've seen Godzilla. Have you seen the original Godzilla? How did it make you feel? Do you think that is dark and brooding, as I said, or do you feel like it's more of a serious or more of a goofy movie and you can't take it serious because it's a man in a rubber suit? And tune in tomorrow for another edition or installment of my month of madness. Adios.